Join us. Texas back home after their win over then number 4 Nebraska against an Iowa State team that had lost their last 2 games by a combined 93 points. Unexplainable seemed to be the popular post-game sentiment yesterday. Longhorns had not been at home in nearly a month. After UCLA, they had Oklahoma, had a week off, had Nebraska, and then they get Iowa State. And just like that, Austin Arnaud with the touchdown pass to Darius Reynolds, and the Longhorns come out a little bit stunned. They finally get down 4th and goal from the 1. Looks like they're going to punch it in with Cody Johnson, but no. Left tackle Kyle Hicks moves, so they have to settle for a field goal, and they're down 7-3. Longhorns pinned back inside their own 5. A couple of long balls. This one to James Kirkendall. You can see the frustration. They thought pass interference on the bench. Mac Brown running hot with the referees, and that gives Iowa State great field position after the Horns are forced to punt, and Iowa State goes to their money man in the backfield. Alexander Anderson, little option from Arnaud. He goes for 120 yards, and now they can't believe they're down 14-3. And then trying to get back in it, trying to touch it in there is Garrett Gilbert, but Michael O'Connell with the interception. 14-3, 14-6, and then it is touchdown pass. Josh Lenz makes it 21-6. Horns looking for a turnover, and they get it. Great catch by Keenan Robinson. He leads the team now with 2 interceptions. So the Horns have the football, have the crowd, little momentum. First play, Garrett Gilbert is nailed. Ball pops up, and Iowa State recovers it. So just like that, the Longhorns give it right back, and the Cyclones march down the field. Robinson again, this one just right through that Texas defense. 199 yards on the ground for Iowa State. Nebraska could not run at all. Finally in the 4th, the Longhorns crank it up. John Childs, first touchdown catch. He went over 130. And how about Malcolm Williams? The puzzling Malcolm Williams. He can make the spectacular grabs. They were down by 7. They kick deep. They figure they get a stop right away and they'll get a chance. Instead, somehow Jeff Woody and the Iowa State offense slices right through the defense, so that allows Iowa State to hold on a little longer. Texas really no chance inside their own 10. Mac Brown congratulates Paul Rhodes. The Cyclones celebrate their first ever win over Texas, while the Longhorns are left wondering and sparing no one when it comes to blame.
I'm fighting my guts out to get them turned. That's what I did in 07. I fought my guts out every day. Just got to stay after them every day. You can't trust your team. You can't trust your coaches when they're not getting things ready to go. So you got to go back and every day try to look at every little thing you're doing and figure out where it can help. To rush for 96 yards and give up 199 yards, the defense didn't stop the run. This game was very, very similar to UCLA with the arrogance that we played with after we beat Tech on defense. Our defense didn't go out there and line up and stop them. And what our offense did for 3 quarters is unacceptable, having 6 points in this ball game, kicking field goals, and then we've missed a field goal. We said during the week that this team's not good enough to beat anybody unless they all come out and play as a team, and they didn't. And it's coaches did a poor job, obviously. I told the players it's hard sometimes to figure out whether you blame coaches or players because the players didn't get ready to play, and it's the coaches' jobs to get them ready to play. We'll take out the guys that didn't play good if we can find the one behind them better and let him step up. That's it. I mean, we've been practicing the same way for 13 years, and it's worked pretty good.
It comes down to just making mistakes. There's no excuse for that, obviously, and turning the ball over is what kills us.
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand how we can play it well one week and be flat the next week. We got to come together as a unit and figure out what's wrong from the inside and work from there.
And 3rd down in the second half, and we don't get off the field, and we've got 3rd and long opportunities several times, and we don't capitalize. Well, we created 1 turnover for our team. We've got to generate turnovers for our football team.
We talked about the whole week about we didn't want to be the team that had the hangover, from a big emotional win.
But we've got a lot of work to do before we play Baylor next week. Really disappointing.
Figures to be an interesting week of practice and meetings, and now the Horns will face a Baylor team that comes in with as much confidence as they've had in a long time. After some weather delays in Waco, they took the field against K-State. Robert Griffin going crazy for Baylor on offense. 26 of 38, 404 yards passing, and 4 touchdowns. Jay Finley goes for 250 yards on the ground, 683 total yards. They're bowl eligible for the first time in the Big 12 and confident heading to Austin next week.
We got our first goal out of the way. It's not the ceiling. It's big for us, but the sky is the limit. And we go up to Texas, get a win, and we put ourselves in a really good position in the South. And that's actually our second goal, is to win the South, because we know if you win the South, you're going to be somewhere pretty nice in the BCS.
Oh, by the way, at 3-1, they lead the South, ranked 24th in the coaches poll, first time ranked since '93, 25th in the BCS standings. Speaking of that, Texas out of the BCS. That snaps the longest current streak in college football. Horns had been in the BCS standings 56 straight weeks.